say he's doing that 6 games in, career-wise, no. But in a shortened season, he's a scrapper.
Yeah.
He's a competitor. He's a good athlete. Homers already. If you would have asked me before the season, will Jacoby Jones hit 5 or more home runs all season, I would have said no way.
I don't know about that.
5 and 16, that's a home run every 12 games.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I would have said that too. And look, they win yesterday with 3, 4, 5, 6 going hitless. Miggy, Crone, Larry get hit. Larry has not had a year like the defense.
Well, I was looking last night because I missed quite a bit of the game because we were outside and just the batting averages, some of the middle of the game, 7-7. I think it's that Miggy.
Miggy's on.
Okay, somebody else is 7-7.
Well, Campbell, I don't think has a hit. I think he's 0-0.
Yeah.
Stewart's one hit was the home run the other night. That's the point we're making. It seems every night somebody's doing something.
And how about, everybody was man-crushing C.J. Crone after the weekend.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Scope is stepping up now and has 2 homers. It's fun at least.
Yes, exactly. As Brad Osmus used to say, it's baseball.
You're right. Yeah, we'll say 2 very important numbers, 8 and 4. It's not 84, it is the 84 that they were last year after 12 games.
All right, usually it's my job to bring everybody down. Today it's yours.
And then they were 23 and 37 after 16.
And they won only 47 total.
They didn't win a series since like May or something last year.
There you go, Gray.
Yeah, exactly. Bring us down. Yes, the 4-game series with the Royals concludes tonight. Pre-game at 6:50. Ivan Nova going for the Tigers. Brady Singer, who was going into the Casey Mize draft year, everybody thought that he was going to be the #1 pick. The Royals drafted him like in the teens. Is the
Was Singer going to be like in a regular season? Would he have been on the opening day roster?
I'm not sure. I think so, yeah, because they had him from the beginning and service time's not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see Casey Mize. Every day I keep saying it, but
You are ready there for Gardenhire. It's like, we're joining back. Hey, Ron, it's Casey Mize pitch this week. I know.
One of the things is, have you heard him be any more glowing about any prospects since he's been manager?
No.
And, it makes sense. The rotation needs that one more guy.
Yes, especially with the injury.
Yeah.
For the Argazal.
Yeah.
So Tigers looking good so far. We'll see what happens. Enjoy it. Don't think personally. Enjoy what you're seeing so far. The Lions began training camp yesterday. They're not going to play or practice or any of that stuff for another week or so, but they have 3 straight days of COVID tests. And here's who tested positive for COVID, or let me just say, being around somebody that had COVID. Because just because you're on this list doesn't mean you actually have tested positive. According to the deal, it's Kevin Halladay, T.J. Hawkinson, safety Jalen Elliott, and of course cornerback Armani Aroye. Good on that former second-year cornerback out of Penn State. Now, yesterday we talked about it briefly. They had no opt-outs. And Bob Quinn even said at this press conference yesterday, knock on wood, we haven't had anybody. The Lions did suffer an opt-out. Somebody who's not going to play all season, defensive tackle John Atkins. Well, okay, that's like, here's a guy, he started 6 games last year. He had like, the Tony mentioned the update, like 20 tackles. I almost think we should do a Twitter poll. Do you know who John Atkins is? Yes or no?
Who is John Atkins? What does he do?
Yes or no?
Is he a Lion, a Red Wing, a Piston, or a Tiger?
He sounds like a Lion, so I'll you ever hear of John Atkins? Because I know who he was, because, I followed the Lions, but I guarantee you, most, even Lion fans, unless you're diehard, had no idea who John Atkins was.
I don't have a recollection of him. I would guess that he played later in the year.
Yeah.
When the injuries and the games didn't matter. Stafford was hurt. So.
Yeah. But look, hopefully for the Lions, if they obviously do play the season, he's the only opt-out. And I'm not, saying hopefully none of these guys opt out because you need them, but we understand why they are. Kansas City, Damian Williams. I mean, I can tell you, if you're having your fantasy draft, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's going to get a lot of carries for a rookie. What do you think?
Yeah, and especially the passing game too. But yeah, with Williams being out now,
Yeah.
I mean that is huge. Shady McCoy isn't there anymore.
Right.
I think they have Daryl Thompson and there's somebody else. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but you know, I mean, we're going to end up seeing somebody big sit out.
Well, we haven't had a quarterback.
Right.
That's going to be interesting.
And then, you know, I saw with the Braves, Markakis opted back in.
Yeah.
You are going to see that. You know, some of these guys are a little weary on committing early on, but
Right.
I do think you might see some of the Patriots come back.
You could. Although I was reading, Patrick Chung said when I talked to Belichick, and Belichick goes, whatever, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, these coaches, general managers, they're smart. They want to have good relationships with these guys, and word travels about organizations. As we know here, you want to give the players, especially in this situation, plenty of leeway. Whatever they want to do, fine. From all indications, the Lions have set up an incredible facility for testing and all that, tracing and no buffets, no this. You have an app on your phone where you get to order your food and all that kind of things.
And I know it seemed like there was a little fear the last few days about the NFL pulling it off, when I think all along people have thought eventually the NFL will, even if they suspend or they extend the season, extend the Super Bowl, a month or whatever. There was confidence that the season would happen, and people were starting to get a little jittery on that. The one sport that we didn't think had a chance maybe was college football. And for the first time, after the ACC put out the 11-game schedule, and they're including Notre Dame in that, and it is what it is. I'm supportive of that, even though they should have been in a conference a long time ago.
Well, you know what they should have done? They said, listen, Notre Dame, you need us this year more than we need you. We can go with 9 games.
Right.
No opinion. Here's the deal. We'll include you. We'll save your ass. But you have to be in the conference.
I totally agree with you.
But they should have done that. Now, what they're doing, so it's not a complete thing, is they're splitting even the TV revenue that Notre Dame gets from NBC for their own NBC network stuff, 15 ways within the conference. So Notre Dame is giving up something. But they should have put the hammer down and said, look, ACC or no.
And maybe that's coming.
Maybe.
Something that huge can't happen maybe so quickly, but the season needs to get going here. You need to get a schedule together and know where you're traveling in a month.
Yes, indeed. All right, coming up on the program, we mentioned Ron Gardenhire will join us at 8:02. Dwayne Casey, head coach of the Pistons, will join us at 9:02. We have a new team in town. We'll figure out a name for that. Also, our Thursday series, The Greatest Sitcom. That comes up at 8:35. Next with news is Heather.
Well, it seems that after spending so much time indoors, a couple just completely forgot how to act in public, and they were arrested when they were caught walking their dogs without this.
We'll find out next. 97.1.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Comcast Business. This time around, there's a new problem along 696 heading westbound just after Orchard Lake Road. There's an accident blocking the right shoulder. Elsewhere on the freeways, light traffic volumes and drivers near posted speeds. Today, businesses are starting to bounce back. But what if you could do better than that? What if you could adapt and find new ways to succeed with new customers? Well, Comcast Business wants to help you do just that. Learn how you can not just bounce back, but bounce forward at ComcastBusiness.com. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
We are for the last few days of the month looking for deals, right? Car deals, all kinds of deals. Well, no need to. Thanks to LaFontaine Buick GMC Cadillac. I look at Buick GMC Ann Arbor as the deals.
Starting route to 11836 Grand Street.
And drive suppose life doesn't alert you about your credit card.
Hey, that's different. You got that stuff that you keep your rocket money aware.
In 3.7 miles, take exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield Freeway.
Muscle pain, body aches, just strains. minutes, and you have, yes, yesterday was 1,000 because of the backlog. In reality, it was 600.
Right. Right. So the director of the Museum of Contemporary Art Detroit has been fired after more than 70 former employees actually came forward with allegations of a toxic workplace and racial harassment. So these former employees, they came forward on July 2nd. Then by July 8th, the director was actually placed on paid leave. And then after an internal investigation, the board announced the director's termination, saying that her leadership fell short of its goals of diversity, inclusivity, and healthy work environments.
Somebody else in the world these days.
And there's something going on with the director at the DIA as well.
Isn't it amazing in this 2020 that you have like high up people that are doing these kind of things? I mean, just
So Tom Hanks's first job, this was when he was 14 years old, was actually selling peanuts and hot dogs at Oakland A's games. He was a vendor, which is so cool to hear, yeah. And now, despite COVID, despite the pandemic, he's returning to that job all these years later. Which you think, well, that's weird, there's no VA games.
Yeah, no fans.
Hot dogs too, there's no fans. So basically, to help things feel more authentic at the ballpark right now, he's actually lending his voice to sell hot dogs. So the Oakland A's actually announced that fans can not only hear his voice basically selling hot dogs to imaginary guests there, there's also a cardboard cutout of him in a red and white striped vest. It, I guess, appears to be his high school yearbook photo. That's in the audience, that's sitting in the stands.
That's great. They should, it was controversial. They should bring the singing hot dog guy back, Charlie.
Charlie! So when they play the
If he was still working there, it would make sense, but he's been gone for years.
he's been gone for several years. But it would be kind of cool to insert different sounds. So when they play the crowd noise, you can try to listen for like, oh, there was so and so.
Hey, beer here. It's beer.
Yeah.
we should sell little players. He's got the antibodies.
That's right.
He's fine.
That's right. Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. So an early morning nude walk
Turn right
on
onto
Monday
Fox River.
eventually led to a nude walk on Monday eventually led to a fight with cops and a Massachusetts couple facing numerous charges. So cops received phone calls around 6:30 a.m. on Monday about a couple who was walking their dog completely nude.
Walking and the dog naked.
Yes.
I remember there was a movie where people talked about walking the parapet, but not the dog.
And I guess, the cops showed up, they tracked this nude couple down, and when they did that, they took off running. Ran away from the officers. Eventually, the officers caught up to them, and they started to fight the police officers. So now they're facing a long list of charges: indecent exposure, assault and battery, disturbing the peace, yada, yada, yada. It goes on and on and on. And you might say, well, why were they naked? I guess the officers never got...
Evan, why were they naked?
Well, Stoney, officers never got a straight answer on why they were actually naked, but the cops did say that their dog Lucy was a very good girl.
That's good. Way to go.
I know.
Way to go, Lucy.
No, Lucy was good.
Assault and battery. Assault with a weapon.
Loaded gun.
So, quickly, one more. So, at one point or another, we probably all have found something, kind of nasty in our food, and most likely that's probably a hair. I think we've all probably come across, a hair of some sort when we've gone out to eat. But a couple in California claimed they found something much worse than a hair in their takeout order from the Cheesecake Factory. So this couple ordered takeout, they started eating, and the husband allegedly discovered a latex glove basically melted into his fettuccine
Oh my
alfredo.
God.
Yeah, he said he was eating.
I know they have the largest menu of all time, but I don't think the fettuccine with latex is part of it. It's
So
on the menu.
gross. Imagine that. He said he was eating and he, chewed on something. He thought it was like overcooked chicken or like a really hard thing of cheese in there, and then only to discover, oh no, that's a latex glove. Pretty nasty,
Have you ever,
especially during COVID.
I know you find hair in your food, Have you actually taken the bite and had the hair?
Oh yeah, yes. Usually at home, it's my own hair, but at a restaurant, yeah, I have actually. It's
First thing
nasty.
that happens in life is pulling a hair out.
But hair is even worse. All right, we'll lighten things up. Thank you, Heather. Coming up next, Rob Manfred proves it once again that he is the worst. 97
Hey, this is Mike Sullivan, and we all like to go out and have fun. I sure do. But when it comes to drinking and driving, that's something I just won't do. It's so easy to call an Uber or Lyft, so that's what I usually do, and it makes everyone else on the road safer. This message brought to you by the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Geldwin offers whole house window solutions as beautiful as they are reliable at price points that work with your budget. Our versatile windows and patio doors help create spaces people love to live in with beauty and performance that make a home feel exceptional. Builders, contractors, and homeowners choose Geldwin windows for their craftsmanship, extensive design choices, and wide range of sizes and options. Plus, select Geldwin products feature exclusive innovations like Finish Shield color technology for vinyl, which won't scratch or peel and never requires touch-ups like traditional paint. Choose Geldwin and get the right windows for your home builder remodel project. Visit geld-win.com to see our wide selection of windows to find the perfect fit for your next project. And visit one of the 14 Carter Lumber locations across Michigan and Toledo to speak with one of their experienced window professionals to help you get your next project started. Find your nearest Carter Lumber location today at carterlumber.com.
If you need to lose 20 pounds in 20 days, go to idealu.us right now and book your consultation. Consultations are regularly $100, but right now you can book a consultation for just $25. If too much beer, pizza, and ice cream over the last few months have put you in a rut, don't worry. Ideal U will get you back to your fighting weight fast. Lose up to 20 pounds in 20 days. Book your consultation for just $25 right now at idealu.us. That's idealu.us. Results may vary based on physical health and adherence to program. No weight loss or health guarantees are provided or applied.
Not having identity theft protection is like fumbling around in the dark. It's a light switch. Ow. Even if you monitor your credit and bank statements, you could be blind to other identity threats. That sounded expensive. With breaches on the rise and your info in so many places, cybercriminals could use your info to steal your identity. Yuck. And sell it on the dark web or open loans in your name. Someone there? That's why LifeLock helps detect and alert you to hard-to-see dangers. If there's a problem, a dedicated U.S.-based specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, you don't have to stay in the dark. Oh, there's the light switch. Get up to 25% off your first year with promo code AWARE at LifeLock.com. That's 25% off using code AWARE at LifeLock.com.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day. Did you know that Metamucil is available in packets, capsules, and fiber thins? Buy them today at Target and Target.com.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Picaro of National Benefit Plan. For affordable life insurance, log on to nbthealth.com.
Text the ticket using the same number you used to call the ticket. Ticket text 248-9797.
This will be the seventh pitch of the at-bat. Perez setting up, blowing away. 3-2, swinging a fly ball right field. Friendly deep, way back and right and go to home run. Jacoby Jones does it again. Third hit of the night. is a home run that breaks a 4-4 tie. Tigers take a 5-4 lead in the 7th.
Coming back from a 4-0 deficit.
Take that lead 5-4. Like Dan Dickerson said, 3 hits, another home run for Jacoby Jones. They go at it again tonight, closing out the series with the Royals. Ivan Nova on the hill for the Tigers. Brady Singer for Kansas City. In other baseball news yesterday, and we'll talk to Ron Gardner coming up at 8 o'clock. Joe Kelly, the reliever for the Los Angeles Dodgers, who threw behind Alex Bregman and taunted Carlos Correa Tuesday night, was suspended by Rob Manfred for 8 games. 8 games. Look, he threw behind the guy. He, came close to hitting Bregman's head. I say came close. He gets an 8-game suspension. He didn't even hit the guy. That's number one. Number two, in this season where everything is extrapolated, an 8-game suspension is 13% of the schedule. 8 games comes to, if there's 162, I believe it comes to like 22 games. That is ridiculous. Now,
When have we seen a 20-plus game suspension for something like this?
it's a joke. Now, how Manfred came up with the decision is ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure Joe Torre or whoever else is on the committee, told him. Now, Kelly did have a previous incident against the Yankees when he was with the Red Sox back in, I think, 2016, or 2018, excuse me. But it's still absurd. Now, I'm sure Joe Kelly, he's going to appeal, and what'll probably happen is it'll get reduced to, anywhere between 3 and 5 games. But how do you come up with 8 games? And the worst part about this is, A, now I'm glad he didn't get hit. He didn't hit the guy. And B, the Astros, the team who cheated, none of their players ever got suspended.
I think this is putting down the law, basically saying, all right, this Astros thing needs to stop.
It ain't going to stop.
Well, I think that's what he's telling the rest of the league. Enough is enough, all right? They dealt with it in spring training. We're not going to have more incidents like this. If we do, you're going to get a significant suspension. That has to be the reason.
Well, you don't have to throw at the guy's head. I granted that, even though he missed him, okay? I get there should be a suspension. 8 games is a joke.
What he say again? It was
They called him a pouty bitch or something.
nice swing.
Nice swing bitch. Yeah.
And
taunting.
that might have been a little bit to do with it. You don't want your players saying that's a bad image, for the PC world.
Yeah.
I'm not defending it. I think 4 games because of the prior incident might have been okay because that's 1/15 of the season.
Right.
I could live with that, and I still think it's going to end up being that. Maybe that's why they gave him so much, because they wanted him to at least miss a series. The appeal will probably work and it'll get reduced.
Right. Well, listen to some of the Astros say, like Lance McCullers say, oh, it was right. Joe Kelly threw a ball behind Bregman's head. Not only that, he wasn't even part of the team. Yes, he was on the Red Sox, the other team that got screwed by you cheating.
Well, what I said yesterday is he's getting his teammates back.
Oh, yes.
I'm with you, guys. And,
Yes.
By saying you guys that got screwed here with the Dodgers in 2017, I'm one of you.
Right, because I got screwed because I was with the Red Sox that year, too. Our telephone number, 248-539-9797. That is the number to call in, or ticket text, 248-539-9797. It just makes no sense. Dave Roberts was also suspended, the manager of the Astros, for 1 game because it's under his watch. And Dusty Baker, the manager of the Astros, he was fined because the bench is emptied, and that violates COVID protocol.
Yeah, which
I understand. That's no problem.
Turn left onto
I don't like the Roberts suspension either. I know. Whatever. This is totally a PR thing. I believe they want this to stop, and if like I said yesterday, everybody's going to keep doing it, and so he's trying to put the message: no, we don't want to do this. We don't want this to happen. Think about it. If it happens every single series,
Well, yeah,
at least until every team has played them once,
or at least the teams that they play in the playoffs. So it would be the Dodgers in an interleague game. But when they play, in the American League, what's going to happen to Mike Fiers? If he faces him?
And something else, what if they do something to Fires?
Yeah, but what are they going to do? He's not going to be batting because there's no DH, first of all. I mean, there is DH. What can they... Just throw the bat at him?
Who knows? Yeah, I forgot about the DH thing. The options are pretty limited there.
Yes.
But, this is so... They just want this to go away. It dominated spring training before COVID.
Right.
And every day it was in the news. And people are like, is this going to continue during the season? And for me, I think the Dodgers needed to give them their medicine. I kind of support what they did.
So do I. Especially since he didn't hit him.
But baseball's got to hold them accountable. They just seem to overdo it here.
Yes. Look, if he would have said the 2-game suspension, fine. There would be no issue. But because they made it ridiculous, they made it 8. Like I said, Kelly's going to appeal. It'll be shortened up probably. If they don't shorten it up, it's a joke. You can't suspend a guy 13% of the season. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's going to get... Let's see if it gets reduced here before we go crazy, because I'm very confident it's going to get cut in half.
Yeah, it probably will. That's why he probably made it 8 games. They know, I'm going to show that we're Mr. Tough Guys, and whatever. But
he made it so much so he could get something that was somewhat significant.
And he also got people talking about something besides the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, true. Which, by the way, they're still the only ones that tested positive.
Yeah. Have we found out at all? Was there a wedding? Was there a party? Was there something that they went to?
I've heard rumors on websites that sometimes aren't credible, but then sometimes are. Yeah. That there was somebody went to a wedding that was packed, and no social distancing, no masks. And they think that's where it started.
Besides his one statement, has Derek Jeter come out and talked about this at all? I mean, ever since he's took over that team, his PR has just gone. He's like without. Okay, I'm going to say this: without the sexual harassment stuff, he'd be turning into the Isaiah Thomas of baseball, a beloved player, and all of a sudden he's just become a joke as an owner.
Well, what about Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
To me, that's the comparison too.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't translate all the time.
Right.
And then sometimes these guys are just afraid to say anything, because of their image as a player.
Right.
Mr. All-American Jeter, hard worker, hustle, everybody loves him. He doesn't want to say anything that might jeopardize that reputation.
Yeah. 248-539-9797 is the telephone number and the ticket text. The National Football League came out with their annual NFL 100 list this week. Yesterday was the countdown for the final 10. But before we get to that, I was just absolutely amazed because I figured, Matthew Stafford, especially since he had a really good year before he got hurt, he's going to be on that list. It'll be somewhere like in the 70s, 80s, whatever. He's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. No current Detroit Lion made the top 100. Now, Slay's on there. He dropped a little bit in the 90s, but he's not on the team anymore. But it was based on his play as a Lion. I'm sorry. Matthew Stafford, and this is voted by his peers, so this isn't like some media deal. So I just can't imagine, because I read stuff on social media, as you know, and a lot of the players, when people bring up Stafford, especially guys who've played with them or played against them, think that he's a lot better than some of us do. I'm stunned that he's not one of the 100 best players in the National Football League, voted on his peers. There are other quarterbacks who made this list. I'll tell you who those are, which might blow you away. And also, the person who everybody kind of thought was number one wasn't. I'll explain that coming up next. If you want to get away, relax, simply have a good time, get to D Las Vegas for everything you need. The D's taking all the necessary precautions to make sure your stay is safe. Have a great time at the D Las Vegas like we do when we go every year. They have great food there too. Best steak in downtown Vegas. It's at Joe Vicari's Andiamo Italian Steakhouse. Or if you want something a little more casual, also local, American Pony Island is right there. Now you want to play golf in Vegas? Great golf courses. TPC Summerlin, all these other fine, outstanding golf courses. They'll set you up with all the great tee times. Or if you're staying downtown, or you're not staying downtown, you want to go to the D for the night?
At the light,
Absolutely.
use the
Come on
right
by the
lane
long
to turn
ball.
left onto
Tell
Ford Road.
our buddy Derek Stevens, the owner, he hangs out there, that we sent you, and he just might get you a cocktail. Socially distanced, of course. It's the D Las Vegas. Go to the D.com, book a room today. The D, it's your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
97.9 97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Bill Brown Ford. An accident has not been moved to the right shoulder, 696 westbound, just after Orchard Lake Road. There may be a little bit of a delay if you're heading through that area. Also be prepared for residual backups following an earlier accident, 96 Jeffries westbound at Outer Drive that's just been cleared. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Text the ticket now. Ticket text 248-539-9797. Hi, I'm Matt Garco with Bill Brown Ford. We've combined our old school award-winning service with new technology to give you the best of both worlds. Whether you're tech savvy or old school, we make buying a Ford easy. Visit us at BillBrownFord.com or just give us a simple phone call. Proud to be your Ford dealer. This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Hall Financial. Go to DavidHallMortgage.com.
I'm Amy Lawrence with a Radio.com Sports Minute. I didn't even realize it was an option, but one Major League Baseball player has changed his mind about skipping the 2020 season. Braves outfielder Nick Markakis is returning to his team 3 weeks after announcing he would sit out this summer due to coronavirus. He admits it sucks watching baseball when you know you can still go out there and compete. A lot of athletes who get cut and don't find new jobs feel the same, but in Nick's case, the Braves are pleased at his decision and excited to welcome him back to the clubhouse. Markakis says he felt guilty after choosing to opt out, and he plans to apologize to his teammates for bailing on them. He points to risk as a part of daily life, says you can't run and hide from it every single day. He couldn't bear watching the Braves on the field taking risks without him, and he has the full support of his family. So welcome back, Nick. I'm Amy Lawrence.
Years of research, hundreds of tests, thousands of iterations. The result, the latest and dreamiest in sleep innovation. Introducing the new mattresses from Casper. Casper has done it yet again, and with all new mattresses. Waking up with back pain? Introducing Zoned Support. Casper's unique ergonomic system designed to keep your spine aligned when you sleep. And there's something brand new called AirScape. Engineered foam layers with perforations that help regulate your sleep temperature. From bedding, bed frames, even a dog bed, Casper has everything to build the dream bedroom for every kind of sleeper. My Casper is the best mattress I have ever had, hands down. And now Casper is offering free contactless delivery and, as always, free returns. So go to Casper.com and use the code ROAM and get $100 off your mattress order. That's codename ROAM, $100 off your mattress order. Terms and conditions do apply. See Casper.com/terms.
Looking for action to fire up your summer? Well, catch The Fugitive on Quibi. Kiefer Sutherland and Boyd Holbrook star in The Fugitive, an edge-of-your-seat crime thriller in which an innocent man on the run and desperate to clear his name is chased through Los Angeles by the cop who will not rest until he is captured. Go to 971theticket.com to sign up to receive a preview link for the first 4 episodes of The Fugitive and its virtual premiere on August 2nd. Live Q&A with the filmmakers and cast on August 3rd. The Fugitive, only on Quibi, premieres August 3rd.
Hey Detroit, with Xfinity XFi, you get the ultimate control of your in-home Wi-Fi. Pause the Wi-Fi on any connected devices, see who's on your network, and more. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi.
When big things happen in Detroit sports, you hear it first on Detroit's #1 sports station, 97.1 The Ticket. Breaking news powered by Radio.com Sports and brought to you by Pennzoil. Motor oils from natural gas. The proof is in the Pennzoil. The names you trust. The teams you love.
In 600 feet, the destination is on your left. 11836 Grand Street. The destination is on your left. 11836 Grand Street. Arrived.
New team in town. You can tell us about. No, it's not an NBA team, but it's pretty close. That's for damn sure. Telephone number 248-539-9797. The ticket text also 248-539-9797.